Hey everyone, it's Rebecca. So today I'm going to be doing my January wrap up and my February TBR. Like, it's kind of like a week late, but I'm just going to do it anyway. But it's kind of like actually like fast for me to do at this point because it's usually like 2 or 3 weeks in, not even gonna lie, like the last time. But yeah, I'm just going to start talking about the books that I read in January. So the first one I read was actually like, I only read half of it because I read half of it in December and then half of it in January, and that is Carvel by Stephanie Garber. It's not like really good, like I'm not even gonna lie, like I gave it 3 out of 5 stars like on Goodreads because the plot could be good sometimes, but a lot of the time like I felt like it really dragged out and like loads of it was just like ridiculous. Like I thought the writing was really ridiculous, to be honest, and like, you know, like other stuff like that, like I don't even know, like I just thought like it was like quite boring. Like I felt as if like I wanted it to be over like really soon. I'm going to do like a full video review of this so that you can properly hear what I thought, but yeah, I just thought it was like okay. Like I didn't think like it was good. In fact, I thought it was worse than okay. Like I thought it was like quite bad actually. But I liked the concept of it. Like I thought the idea of it was good, so like at least it did have like some good points, but overall like I would say like I would not recommend this book. So I forgot to say, but basically I read like one book, like one like full book, and then like 2 halves of books, so like half of Carvel and then half of another book and then a full book, which I'm gonna like talk about. But like, so like basically it's like equivalent to 2 books, but it's like it wasn't like 2 full books, it was like 3 separate books like within the month of January. So the next book, and this was the full book that I read in January, and that is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I really liked this book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, and I really did enjoy this book. Not for like the plot, to be honest. I thought the plot is what really like dragged this book down and what made me think that it wasn't that good. Like it didn't like amaze me, was because of like the plot. I thought it was kind of like pointless. Like there was something really pointless about the plot, and I have heard like people saying that like that was like symbolic, do you know what I mean, like which I thought was like quite interesting. But basically all you need to know about this book is that it's about a main character with OCD, and the main character is, and she has OCD, and that's the best bit about it, and like that's what gives it like 4 stars like alone, because of I thought how well like her OCD is done. Like obviously like it's an own voices book, like John Green has OCD, and you can really tell like he knows like what he's talking about, because there was just something like so good about it, and like it was done so repetitively, and you could just see what it was like in like the main character's head, that like for everything to be so repetitive all the time, and for everything just to, like for her thoughts to be like the way they are. I thought that was so like interesting. Like the main character's like voice, like her narrative was like so interestingly done. Like I don't even know, like I thought like it was really well done for that. Like, and I thought like Aza's character was very well done as well. Like everything around that like wasn't the best, but there was something about it that like I think just it deserved to get 4 stars. Like the writing was really good, and the main character is that she was very good, and the way that OCD was done was just like fantastic. So that's I did really enjoy this book, and I would definitely recommend to read it, but it's definitely not like one of my favourites in the world. So the next book that I'm just going to talk about that I read half of was actually The Bells by Danielle Clayton. I think that's how you say her name, but yeah, I read half of that in January because I got an ARC e-reader copy of it, and yeah, I'll like be talking about that. I filmed a separate like full review on that, but like basically it was 5 out of 5 stars, like so good. Like I highly recommend like you go and read it like as soon as you can, because it's like, oh my god, like one of the best books like I've read literally in ages and ages. Like it's so good, like it's so well done and so well written, so like you definitely should go and read that. Definitely. So in this video as well, I'm just gonna do my February TBR, which I'm just gonna do like books that like I want to like finish, because, or like read like lots more of, because I feel like recently I've been reading loads of books at the same time, which I don't often do, but I've actually been like really enjoying it. I just want to like try and get through like the books, like the loads of books that I've been reading, and trying to get back down to like 1 or 2 books at one time instead of like literally like 4 or 5. So I'm just going to start off with like the ones that I'm already like a wee bit through. So the first one that I want to read, and I really do think that I'm going to finish this, and it is Murder as a Fine Art by David Morrell. Like I've just started this, and I'm like 50 pages through, and I'm actually really liking it. Like I was reading more of it today because I was trying to read the bells for ages because I knew that like I wanted to have it like read before the release date. So I like kind of like abandoned this and like didn't, like I'd only read like a couple of pages of it, but it's like it's really well written. At least so far anyway, and it seems like really like it's going to be really good. So nobody's probably like ever heard of it, but basically it's like based on Thomas de Quincey's essay called On Murder Considered as One of the Fine Arts, which I actually read and forgot to mention that I read that in my December wrap up, but I had actually read that. It's like a wee essay, and it was like, okay, it was like 3 stars, but like the concept of it was really good, so it was like a really good idea for like him to like turn it into like an actual novel. But this is like, it says here, it's an artist of death is stalking Victorian London, recreating earlier masterpieces of murder. So it's basically like a murder mystery kind of book, but like what you call it, like a thriller maybe. I'm actually not really sure, but it sounds really good. I like things set in like Victorian London, and probably like nobody's ever heard of this, but I thought it was like a really good like concept and a really good idea to like base something on like one of those kind of classic essays, and it sounds really like just good, and it has been good so far, so I'm definitely going to like keep reading this and like finish this like in February. So the next book that I want to finish, and hopefully I will finish, and I'm actually reading And I Darken by Kristen White, I think her name is, like I don't know, I think that's her name. I'm reading that actually on audiobook, which is the first audiobook I've actually ever listened to, and I'm actually enjoying it. Like I think like it's getting like a lot better now towards like the second half of the book rather than like the start of the book, but I think like I'm now realising the importance of like the character build up and stuff in the first half of the book. So yeah, I've just been listening on that on audiobook, just audiobook, because I don't have like a hard copy of it, and I've been like really enjoying it, so I'm hoping to get that finished as well in February, because I'm like basically halfway through that now. The next book that I want to read in February is one that I actually don't like plan on finishing, but I would just like to read like some more chapters of, and I started it literally like ages ago in June, but I can still like completely remember what happened and everything, and I can remember like, you know, like the details of it, and I would like just like to keep continuing with more chapters of it, and maybe even like really like it enough to just completely read it, because it was so good. I just like, this is terrible, but like I did like feel like too intimidated by like how long it was, because there's like so many other books that I've just been wanting to read so much. But it is Moby Dick by Herman Melville. I have like the really pretty like penguin English library edition of this, and it's so pretty, but I really do want to keep reading this, because I'm like 80 pages through, so I would really like to just keep going with this and just like read like a couple of more chapters at least of this like during February, because I've just like completely abandoned it, even though like I can remember everything. So before I forget, I want to just read more of it, because it was so good, and I would like, it's one of those books that I really would like to say that I've read, and I think that it'll be really good, because like it's just one of those classics that like I'm sure there's something good about it because it's so famous. So the next book on my February TBR is one that I definitely want to start, not necessarily like finish, because it's coming out in March and I got an advanced reader's copy for it. I'm so excited, and that is To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo, I think. Like, I don't know if it's a girl or a boy, but like Alexandra, like a girl, but like yeah, Alexandra Christo, I think that's how you say her name. It sounds like such a good book. Like I think it's about like sirens and mermaids, which is like something I've like never read about before, and it sounds like really interesting. And like the first line is like, the first line is like, I have a heart for every day I've been alive. It's like something like that, and it's like sounds like, oh, like so intriguing or something. So I definitely want to like start that, and I'll be starting that soon. Like I got like an e-reader edition of that, so I'll definitely be starting that, and I'm like literally so excited. So that's it for my wrap up and my TBR. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe because I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.